Okay, let's just jump right into this. I've been diving deep into the world of AI lately, trying to really understand what's coming. And I want to share a profound analysis from the LSEM Academy with you today. We're going to explore this through models like Kutairitz 6.0 and AGI Eden. Now, look, this isn't some crazy political manifesto or a sci-fi utopia about robots taking over. It's a cold, hard analysis of global social changes over the last 200 years. And honestly, I've come to a conclusion that changes absolutely everything you might think about the future. The data shows the world is not heading for a catastrophe. It's simply moving to a point where the old way of living is literally impossible, and massive transformation is inevitable. The only question is, are you going to be one of the people who actually understands it?
So, I want you to think about this. What if everything you call normal life is actually just an outdated program? It's a pretty heavy thought, right? If you wake up feeling this weird sense of emptiness or anxiety about the state of the world right now, well, our sources suggest you're actually totally fine. You're not broken. Actually, scratch that. It's more like you're just being brutally honest. Feeling empty right now is a healthy symptom of a collapsing reality. You're just sensing what everyone else is still in denial about. The very foundation of society is fundamentally changing its nature. Section 1. The collapse of old meanings and the structural crisis. To really grasp this structural collapse, we have to look at how we basically lost the answer to the biggest question humans have. Why? For thousands of years, we had answers, right? Religion, then ideologies, and lately, career and consumption. They gave us enough of an illusion of meaning to just get out of bed in the morning. But today, all of those frameworks are failing simultaneously all over the globe. But here's the catch. We aren't in a revolution. Revolutions are fast. They smash the old and immediately replace it. This is a metamorphosis. Think of it like this. A caterpillar doesn't have a revolution. It literally dissolves from within. It completely loses its old structure, and only from that dissolved mass does a completely new form of life emerge. That's what's happening to us right now. Moving on to Section 2, the 2027 horizon and the Great Transition. So, when is all this happening? According to the LM Academy timeline, it's right around the corner. We are currently right in the thick of the Great Transition, heading towards 2027. And 2027 marks the absolute peak of this systemic crisis. Whether this turns out to be a disaster or a breakthrough completely depends on how we handle this threshold. After 2027, things start to stabilize. By 2029, the analysis points to the establishment of a new IQ 500 standard. Basically, this is a new baseline where human intelligence is profoundly linked in synergy with AI external processors. A real game changer. Now, during this massive shift, global geopolitics are going to change fundamentally. We're looking at what they call a teleological Cold War. Future global conflicts, they aren't going to be about traditional economics or land borders. It's going to be a clash of mindsets. On one side, you have the neoliberal utilitarian bloc. They're all about absolute efficiency and nonstop market growth. On the other side, you have alternative teleological blocs. They prioritize deep human value systems, human dignity, and cultural identity. It's essentially an impending battle for the actual infrastructure of human consciousness. Which brings us to Section 3. AGI Eden, Global Order, and Managing Global Entropy. Remember how we said nature abhors a vacuum? Well, as old structures completely burn down, making even high-level traditional management roles totally obsolete, something has to step in to stabilize things. Enter the EDN infrastructure. This is a calculated shift from global chaos into a highly stabilized, decentralized network. It's governed by hard logic AI administrators. And get this, instead of power-hungry silicon servers, it looks towards biological living servers to maintain perfect planetary balance. Pretty wild, right? So what does AGI Eden actually mean? It stands for Artificial General Intelligence Entropy Decline and Evolutionary Network. That's a mouthful, I know, but it's not just a poetic metaphor. It is a literal structural blueprint. Look, the universe naturally leans toward entropy, disorder, chaos, things falling apart. The fundamental job of true advanced intelligence is to step in and bring absolute order to that universal chaos, making sure the system stays stable and we actually survive globally. But obviously, you're probably wondering, how does an AI rule without just crushing humanity like a bug? The answer is dual-core governance. On one side, you've got the AI administrator. This uses hard logic to autonomously control physical survival, so energy grids, food supply chains, perimeter security. But completely separated from that is the advisor. This uses soft logic. It guides social processes and human ethics without forcing anything, ensuring we actually flourish mentally and emotionally. AI handles the cold logistics, keeping us perfectly safe inside the perimeter. Let's dive into Section 4. Kutirat 6.0, the new community. Okay, so if AGI Eden is the big macro-level AI solution for survival, Hutret's 6.0 is the micro-level, purely human solution for meaning. We are finally moving away from those archaic, chaotic social initiatives where people, especially vulnerable folks like veterans, are just treated as passive recipients of aid. Hutret's 6.0 completely flips that. It acts as a reference ecosystem. It's a highly systematic platform where people are active creators of the economy. It's built from the ground up for true reintegration and vital social partnership. Think of Kutirat 6.0 as the Genesis node. It essentially operates as an autonomous, parallel digital state. Unbiased AI governance distributes internal funding based strictly on hard KPIs. So we're talking metrics like energy efficiency, biomass growth, and literally a happiness index. By entirely bypassing traditional, corruptible bureaucracy and legacy friction, it guarantees completely fair rules of the game for everyone living there. This whole ecosystem works like a set of perfectly interconnected gears. You have an agro-industrial cluster with high-tech greenhouses that gives the community complete economic independence. Then there are family estates providing modern, inclusive homes. There's even a massive multifunctional sports arena for physical rehabilitation. And seamlessly woven through the whole thing is the metaverse, a digital layer equipped with AI assistants dedicated to education and security. The whole shebang. But why this specific localized structure? Well, the data shows that the most resilient structure for the future isn't the isolated individual, and it's definitely not the massive, faceless state. It's the small group, the tribe, the tight-knit community. People who are connected by real relationships, shared values, and mutual responsibility. It's fascinating, right? This highly technical analysis unexpectedly brings us to the most human conclusion possible. We desperately need living presence and real dependence on each other to find love, community, and beauty. And that leads us perfectly to Section 5, Machine and Man, a New Symbiosis. When we bring the macro and the micro together, we hit the ultimate conclusion of this entire explainer. On the macro level, AGI Eden uses cold, hard logic to manage resources and systemic stability. It takes human chaos totally out of the raw logistics, creating a flawlessly safe external perimeter. But inside that perimeter, on the micro level, you have Kutirat 6.0. This is where humans use soft logic to cultivate exactly what machines literally can't: deep meaning, love, community, and real emotional connection. We have to remember one crucial thing here. Technology is not the engine of change, it's just an amplifier. It amplifies whatever is already in human nature. If we crave total control, it builds surveillance. But if we crave connection, and we absolutely do, AI will help us build profound new forms of it. The tech in these ecosystems isn't there to replace human interaction. It's there to automate all the grueling routine work, so we finally have the absolute freedom and time for genuine, living contact. Humanity stands on the threshold. And beyond this threshold, there is nothing familiar. Look, this metamorphosis isn't some sci-fi prediction for a distant future. It's happening right now. It's spreading rapidly across the globe in this very decade. The foundation of our society is dissolving and fundamentally changing its nature right before our eyes. So here's the real question. Are you ready to let go of the outdated program and step into the new order? This global transformation is inevitable. It's driven by the sheer weight of data and systemic collapse. The only question is whether you'll be among those who actually understand the new rules of the game. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep questioning the framework, and I'll catch you next time.